You're listening to the Westminster-Canterbury Tales podcast, creating community to foster joy and well-being. Thanks for listening.
Gone fishing. My friend Orva caught her first fish on an improvised rod, a string tied to a sturdy branch, and an open safety pin and a juicy worm. Success breeds confidence. Even at the young age of 6, Orva was hooked. And so was I. Having grown up in Tidewater, Virginia, I begged to hear of Orva's youth. 6 of 8 children, growing up on a 287-acre farm in the mountains of West Virginia. To be specific, Hammer Mountain, named for 5 young brothers immigrants who left Germany to buy farmland in America well before West Virginia became a state. Following a Hammer family tradition, each firstborn male child was named George. Orva's father, 5th generation and firstborn male, inherited the farm. Orva's brother, George, an Air Force recruit, while home for the annual deer hunt, was accidentally shot. A sister died at the young age of 4. Orva shares with me that her father, beginning at age 18, kept a 5-year diary, daily recording his work and the weather. Each day, promptly at 4 p.m., he called in a report to the weather station. That on his 92nd birthday, he was interviewed on television for his dedicated report of the weather. 75 years without missing a day. On the date of Orva's birth, he recorded, "Roma had baby girl today. 10 pounds. 2 sheep died." It was clear that everyone in Orva's family was expected to work. 3 barns and as many as 30 cattle, a like number of sheep, hogs, goats, 3 or 4 milk cows, and I suspect chickens as well. It was Orva's responsibility to bring the cows late in the afternoon to the barn for milking. She served as a flag alert, waving a red cloth to alert oncoming traffic that cattle, many as 30, were being led at roadside by her brothers. A yearly spring trek to their mother's uninhabited farm, where both pasture and creek promised grazing and water for summer months. Time to ready the soil and plant field corn for the animals and potatoes for the family. Beginning at age 7, Orva drove the dump truck, a restructured old Model A car, without roof, back seat, and windows. She leaned her head out of the open space to her left and stretched for her right foot to reach the clutch. Her brothers loaded the truck with manure from the barns, unloaded it at the fields. With horse and plow, their father spread it. When our jobs were done, we were free to play, she assured me. Many a day they would rush to Trout Run, a cold water stream that ran through their property, to swim and to fish. Orva recalls summer gardens with vegetables to fill plates and in equal measure preserved for coming seasons, and an orchard of apple trees that produced fruit that best suited for making apple cider. 10 cups for cider hung on a nail. We held the cup against the press to get a taste of the sweet cider. We churned our own butter and we made taffy and donuts, she mused. To satisfy her family's appetite, her mother made 7 to 8 loaves of bread every 3 days. It was evident that their own source of meat, augmented by open deer season in the fall, met all their needs. Yes, they were a self-sustaining family. Their only purchases were for coffee, sugar, and flour. Teenage years, I probed. 1 week each summer, she responded, I went to a 4-H camp. I learned to sew and began to make my own clothes. As for school, I was a cheerleader, and she smiled. I invited Dale Spinagle, a junior, to the sophomore Valentine dance. He accepted. Orva, age 20, and Dale, 21, were married in 1957, the year that Dale started medical school. Months prior to the wedding, Orva was ordered the responsibility of caring for 100 peeps for a period of 12 weeks. Peeps, she informed me, require regular feedings and a serene environment. A hassle could cause suffocation. At the end of 12 weeks, there were 100 healthy chickens ready for the market. Orva paid $500, bought her wedding dress. It was not until Dale's retirement in 1991 that fishing became a top priority. Recently, a guided trip on the Shenandoah River and a week fishing with an old friend in Alaska were captured on camera and shared with fellow fishing enthusiasts. To be sure, another trip is in the planning. When not seen around campus for a week or more, my guess is Orva and Dale have gone fishing.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Westminster-Canterbury Tales podcast. Thank you for listening.